All right, go for it. All right, I know we're going to get geared up here. They just made it live online, but I'm not mic'd up yet. So thank you for coming out today. Oh, I'm live. I know, but he said, okay, we're good. All right, I am live. So welcome. All right, so what's going up here right now, I hope everybody, if you did not take time today, all right, so this is our training tape for this week. I shared it with John Dolliver as well. So hopefully everybody in the NHSOA and NSAA certified gets this video for NFHS training tape number 3. It's continuous motion plays and uniform. Okay, so at the end of the actual 50-question test, if you guys have questions over continuous motion and uniforms, let's go through it before you leave the room today. If you're not in the room, if you're like, oh man, what is why is continuous motion such a big thing? It's really not a big thing at the high school level. It did not change at all at the high school level. It changed dramatically at the college level, believe it or not, to match the high school level. And that's exactly what those 4 players are. The 4 plays are. There's 4 plays from college basketball that now matches the high school rule. When in doubt, they're in the shooting motion. All right. And I'll just leave it at that before getting into the video. And then uniforms. Did anyone go to a clinic that was not Omaha for the NHSOA? Did everybody here go to that Omaha one? Because like that was one of the things both coaches said about consistency. Uniforms. Our players would come out in uniforms, and half the time a crew would tell us we were illegal. The other half would say, no, you're legal. Or some would even say, hey, just change it next game. Right? The only way we prevent that is all officials have to adhere to the legal uniform and equipment. Because those of you who have played before, you guys have a routine before a game? What happens when you get out of routine as a human being? All right, you lose focus, you lose concentration, you get frustrated. Jerry's a baseball coach, knows exactly what I'm talking about right now. So if we don't take care of it and we make a whole team change because they're all illegal 2 minutes before the start of the game, it's going to lead to other stuff in the game. I promise you. Okay, so just, again, we go over what is legal uniforms in Federation. Let's hammer it week 1 so it's not a problem week 12. Okay, that's really the point of this NFHS training tape. Now, the real reason we're doing this. For NSAA, there's 2 tests. The first test is 50 questions. It's not timed. And the 50 questions are in the same exact order for all officials. Part 2 test. And I'm going to blow this up a little bit. Online test. Part 2 test. I'm not going to click go yet, because once I click go, that's when our time frame starts. The 50 questions that's going to come up here are going to be the same questions in different order. Okay, so this literally the first part of this is truly a study session. Those of you who are in the room, hopefully you brought something to either write down notes and or brought something to take the test. If you take the test here, I promise you we will collaborate just like we collaborate on the basketball court to make sure everybody pass. Okay, but I would not open up your test while you are looking at the questions and reviewing it, right? Because probably the time will be up and the order of your questions are going to be different. All right, so we are going to go. And just like previous, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to walk around the room, but every official in here, read the question and the answer you got. If there's disagreement, let's have a discussion. Let's get it right. So which of the following is a violation by a player? All right, excessively swinging the arms is what I have here. Excessive swinging the arms. and it's a violation because there's no contact. If there's contact, we have a foul. This is excessively swinging the arms without contact. All right, Kelly, go for it. Read number 2.
Okay, a player is one of 5 team members who is legally on the court at any given time, except intermissions, timeouts, both intermissions, timeouts, none of the above. I'm going to say both intermissions and timeouts.
I would have to say both intermissions and timeouts as well. And this goes back to the new rule this year. Timeouts, once we start that timeout, now they're bench personnel. All right, at the expiration of the second quarter, everybody's bench personnel. All right. So it's very important now. If you're going to give a technical foul during the timeout situation, start the clock, give a technical foul. All right, now it's bench personnel. Technical foul goes indirectly to the coach. All right, number 3, Matt.
After a lengthy substitution process involving multiple substitutions for both Team A and Team B, A5 goes to the bench and remains there, mistakenly believing a replacement has been made. The ball is mistakenly put in play. Even though Team A only has 4 players on the court, Team A is bringing the ball into A's front court. When the coach of Team A realizes they only have 4 players, coach yells at A5 to return, and the player sprints directly onto the court, catches up with the play. What is the ruling? Team A is charged with the team technical, failing to have all players return to the court approximately at the same time.
That's what I'm leaning towards because that's a new rule this year. Don't all players have to come to the court at the same time? Okay, so I'm going Team A is charged with the team technical for failing to have all players return to the court at approximately the same time. Officials, we know head coaches are responsible that they have 5 players on the court. We know that by rule, okay? But as officials, what should we do every single time? Count, all right? So if I am the non-administrating official, I'm going to give you a closed fist when I count 10. I'm the administrating throwing official. I am not counting my 10 until I have my 2 partners give me a fist, okay? So there's a timing element. So take pride in not having a technical foul for either 6 players on the court or 4 players on the court. All right. Numeral, what do we have? Oh, could you let me blow this up? All right, so if an opponent reaches through, throwing, boundaries the line, playing, and touches the ball while in possession of the thrower, technical foul. Yeah. So ball is technical foul. Player is intentional foul. Okay, so this literally happened to me today. All right, timeout is over. One team is not out of their timeout. Now we have the resumption of play. They get out of the huddle. We got 5 players on the court, and I literally just put the ball down out of bounds. Defense is ready to play defense. And they're about to go grab the ball. I'm like, don't grab the basketball. Don't touch the basketball. And they didn't, so it was all good. But if he had, it'd be a technical foul. Okay? Number 5, George.
All right. After completing a throw in, what action is prohibited for the thrower?
Another new rule this year.
B, purposely or deceitfully delay returning after illegally getting out of bounds, and then comes the first player's ball after.
Absolutely. It is B. So there's a pretty cool video out there. Literally, that's what the player does. So he runs out of bounds, or he passes it in, then he runs outside the gym into the hallway and then comes back in. All right, so if you are on social media, that's what we're talking about. All right, so once they inbound the ball, administrative official remind the players, get in bounds, get in bounds, get in bounds. All right, number 6, Sly.
A player has committed a violation if a player leaves the court under the player's own volition to avoid a screen, returns to the court with a teammate attempts, while a teammate attempts
No, I made it too small.
a player steps out of bounds under the player's own volition and then becomes the first player that touches the ball after returning to the playing court. The player's momentum carries him out of bounds. The player is forced out of bounds. What was that first one? Hey, the player leaves the court under the player's own volition. Returns to the court while it's B.
All right, it is B. All right, so a player steps out of bounds under their own volition. So they weren't forced out of bounds. Momentum didn't take them out of bounds. And then they are first to touch the ball after returning to the playing court. Yes, there's different plays, different situations. If it's dribbling, they dribble, they go out of bounds, they come back in bounds, and they touch the ball again. I'm not giving that signal. I'm just going to call it out of bounds. But if they're a screen, I'm doing that fist. And when they're the first to touch the ball and I still have my fist up, that's when I'm going to call the violation. All right, so number 6 is B. Rod, you ready for? All right, Rod's going to take the next one.
On a throw-in, the ball passes through the goal before any player touches the ball. It's C, the goal does not count.
All right, C, the goal does not count. Now, more importantly, what are we doing with the ball? All right, so it's a throw-in violation. We're going to bring that ball back to that throw-in spot. All right. Doug, can you see number 8 from back there?
Sideline while dribbling back. Where is the throw in toward it? That's on the sideline. Ball in bounds right there.
All right, so C, right? So this is an out of bounds violation. Yeah, so the new mechanic this year, a foul or violation, we're going to go to the nearest 8 spots, designated spots, 4 in the front court, 4 in the back court. 3 exceptions, technical foul, beginning of the quarter, out of bounds. So this is an out of bounds, so we're just going to go exactly to the spot where they stepped out of bounds. All right, number 9, Jerry, could you see it?
I'm a rep, man. For what purposes may electronic devices be utilized by players and our coaches during the game? A, recording and tracking stats, viewing or diagramming plays, performing the other similar contest related functions.
All right, it is A. Officials, if they're asking you to take a look at a play, don't bait them and say, yes, please show me, and then give them a technical foul. Just say, coach, you can't show us video during the game. You should not be using it to review a play during the game. Now, if it's egregious, they chase you down and show you the video. Now you gave them no option. Unless you want to be the bigger person and go bench decorum warning first. All right. Josh, can you see it from back there? 2 coaches, by the way.
Officials may correct an error if a rule is inadvertently set aside and results in all of the following except Failure to award a merited free throw, permitting a wrong player to attempt a free throw, awarding an unmerited free throw, any points being awarded. Good question. Officials may correct an error if a rule is inadvertently set aside. Results in all of the following except. So you fix a merited free throw. You can fix a permitting the wrong player to shoot a free throw. Fix any points being awarded.
Nope. Well, we sort of can. You have which one?
I'm not sure I understand the wording.
So, yeah, so it's D, right? D as in dog. So the reason why correctable error, D can still be fixed. We're not saying you can't fix it. But remember, the correctable error has a time frame when it has to be fixed. It's before the second live ball. So let's say with 5 minutes, I signal 2 points because the shooter was on the line. And we have continuous play for 3 minutes. So the next dead ball, by the way, after 3 more scores were made, so it wasn't after the next live ball. Now they say, hey, remember that shot at 5 minutes? Did you count that as a 2 or 3? I said 2. The foot was on the line. They could still change the awarded points. That's not a correctable error. It's a mistake that we could get right. There's no time frame on D. There's a time frame on the first 3. We have to fix the first 3 before the second live ball. Okay, so that's really important on this question. If they put up the wrong points on the board, and you know they put up the wrong points on the board, there is no time restriction to fix that mistake. You could fix that mistake. Okay? Yep. They should ask at the end of each quarter to confirm the scores. Correct. All right, where are we at in the room? Number 11. Doug, did you go yet? All right. Mark, you want to give 11 a run? Oh, actually, Keith, you want to give 11 a run?
Sure. I'm going to walk up and see it. All right, 11. A team is in control of the ball in all the following except disposal, throw in, a wide ball is being passed, bring an interrupted dribble, player who controls it when it's D, when the player has released the dribble.
Perfect. It is D. All right, so the big time where this happens, shot goes up, somebody throws somebody to the ground on a free throw, boom, that shot could still go in, and it could be the offense's ball underneath the basket. All right, so because they don't have team control anymore. All right, so they could get that ball back. And officials, I know the video is not up, but make it an emphatic stay here, stay here. So now everybody knows it's a defensive team's foul. Even though that basket went in, it's going to be the same team's ball after that basket. Look at that. Jamal, you came in just on time. Did you see number 12? All right, go for it.
Oh, which statement is correct regarding a player who is bleeding? The player is not allowed to return to the game. The player may return to the game if the bleeding is stopped, the wound is covered, the uniform and or body is appropriately cleaned, and the uniform is changed before returning to competition within 20 seconds. Yeah. B.
B. Yeah, if you know the answer without reading all of them, awesome. All right, so officials.
It's B and D.
B, Andy? Oh, sorry, Jamal.
You gotta read them all.
Read them all, Jamal. All right, B and D. All right, so let's start with B. All right, officials, Do not be in a hurry to start the blood timeout. Okay? Literally, think about, again, I compare everything when we were playing and coaching ourselves. Put yourself into that game. Don't be that official. Start the 20. We've got to get this ball back and play. Hurry up. Yeah. Don't be that official. All right. Once we notice the blood, once the player's being attended to, all right, now let's start the 20. 5 seconds will go off. There's that 15-second warning horn. Boom. Now the second horn. Now if it's not remedied by then, sweet. Now they're going to have a sub. Okay. So be patient. Okay. And then B and D, player may return to the game if a timeout is requested and granted. The player's team has to be charged a timeout. All right. It's only happened to me once in my career, but one team had 4 timeouts left. The other team had 1 timeout left. And there was a lot of blood. And it was their best player. And the team that had 4 timeouts called the timeout on purpose because they wanted that team to use their last timeout to get that player back into the game. And they called timeout right away. It was not a hesitation timeout.
So how do we handle that?
So once you award that,
He can't come back in, right?
unless they burn their last timeout.
We'd have double timeout.
Correct. Yep. So we stopped the game because of blood. Okay. Once we stopped the game because of blood, now this opposing team called a timeout because they knew now we're in that timeout period. We're not in the blood timeout anymore. So what wound up, it all worked out. The team with the bleeding player fouled immediately because they weren't in bonus yet. Time came off the clock. They brought the sub back in. But they tried. They tried. Yes.
With the blood rule, do they come back in, have to use timeout if they're cleaned up within the 20 seconds?
Nope.
Or is that just legitimate come back?
Yep. They got 20 seconds
If it's longer than that, that's when they have to have the timeout break.
or sub, time off the clock, bring them back in. All right, DeAndre, number 13.
Timeout occurs and the clock, if running, shall be stopped when an official signals all of the following except 3-point.
All right, 3-point attempt. Please do not blow your foul on a 3 or blow your whistle on a 3-point attempt. All right, we won't have to talk about that one. 14. Now we're back to Mark. Mark.
Basket interference occurs when a player I would say slaps or strikes the backboard, causing the basket or backboard to vibrate when the ball is on or within the basket.
Cool.
Could be.
Everyone agree with A and B? I definitely know it's B. All right, A as well? Okay. So, yeah, dunks and hangs on the ring is a technical foul. All right, so again, we will have plays once we get the season going. If somebody slaps the backboard and that backboard moves, and in your opinion, because that backboard is still moving because of the slap and that shot was missed, or on offense, the shot was made, basket interference. Okay? It's got to gain an advantage for the offense or a disadvantage for the offense. Okay? Number 15. Where are we at here, James?
An intentional foul is a personal or technical foul that may or may not be permitted and is not based solely on the severity of the act. Intentional fouls include but are not limited to contact that is not legitimate, attempt to play the ball / player, throwing the ball off the opponent while going out of bounds, foul late in the game when a player makes a legitimate attempt to play the ball, stop the clock. I'm going to go with C.
All right. Rule clarification this year.
Okay.
D. None of the above. Because C is what we call a strategic foul. It's in the training tape this week. All right. So it's not a change, it's a clarification. It's given us, now we have it in the rule book. If the clock has started, they foul on purpose to stop the clock. They foul on purpose to get that team onto the free throw line to get a scoring opportunity. That is legal. They don't have to go for the ball. Okay. So boom, 2 hands on the ball handler. Boop, hand check. 2 hands on the dribbler. Clock not running. The clock has to be running. They can't just hug during an inbound. That's an intentional foul.
Why is it not the first one?
Contact that is a legitimate attempt to play the ball. Contact that is
Contact that is not a legitimate attempt to play the ball. It's not a legitimate attempt to play the ball or the player.
That's an intentional.
It's,
It's intentional foul.
I got beat as
I
a
got
defender, so I'm just gonna grab your jerseys.
okay. I like.
I got 18.
All right. All right. So first off, everyone clear that it's not C, correct?
Yes.
100% not C, strategic foul. Throwing the ball at the opponent while going out of bounds, we do that all the time. All right, so contact that is not a legitimate attempt to play the ball or player. So this is what you were actually talking about, Josh. So like inbound, hug. All right, that's an intentional foul. All right, the other one that Gwen just said, hey, I just got beat. It's a 1-on-0 attempt, and they pull their jersey back. That's an intentional foul. That's not a legitimate play on the ball. Yep. All right, we got to keep track of time here. 16, where are we at 16? Zach.
Legal guarding position requires both feet touching the playing court inbounds, the front of the guard's torso to be facing the opponent, hands and arms inside the shoulder width of the defender, all of the above, or A and B only. I'm going to go with all of the above.
Love it. All the above? No.
A and B only.
A and B only. All right, so both feet touching the playing court in bounds, front of the guard's torso to be facing the opponent. Yeah, so this is legal up until there's contact. And when I say this, those that are home, our arms are wide out. All right, it's the contact that will make the arms wide out a foul. All right, so both A and B is number 16. All right, I'm just going to do this. So if you cannot see the screen and it's your time to read, just step on up. All right, 17, a substitute who desires to enter between quarters at halftime or during the timeout shall report the score, giving the substitute's number A, prior to the warning signal, which is sounded 15 seconds before the end of intermission or timeout. Yeah, not only that, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to the head coach and say number 10 cannot play. They reported after the horn. Okay, so I'm not going to go up to the player. I'm going to go up to the coach. All right, 18. Could you read it?
A player may wear a headband placed around the neck. A.
All right, sweet. She watched the training tape this morning, so thank you very much for doing that. All right. So headband placed around the neck cannot do that. Okay, you could probably imagine that being pulled and something bad from happening. Number 19.
The official's jurisdiction prior to the game begins when they arrive on the floor. The officials arrival on the floor shall be B, 15 minutes prior to scheduled starting time of the game.
Perfect. Most of the time, teams start warming up 20 minutes. And from 20 minutes to 15 minutes, they're dunking and breaking rims like they did at East Butler. Okay? If you know they are dunking between that 20-minute mark and 15-minute mark, please blow your whistle before you walk on the court. Let them know that you are going to be present to avoid yourself a technical foul before the game. Okay? I'm really happy that East Butler thing happened. Hopefully people stop dunking.
What must a player do after going out of bounds legally during live play? B, return to the court immediately without gaining an advantage.
Perfect. All right. So as long as they return right away, they're all good. Okay. All right. Number 21, KK.
With the exemption of out of bounds, officials shall determine the designated spot of a throw-in by using both A and B, which is the end line if stopped when play occurs on or within the 3-point line, and then B also reads the sideline if the stoppage occurs outside.
All right. A or B. Me being a rules guy, I would challenge this because it's end line on one side of the court, baseline on the other side of the court. But the correct answer is A and B. Okay. Number 22. You want to give it a go? Oh, darn it.
You got it. A ball that goes out of bounds will be inbounded when the court is I would say C.
Correct. C. All right. Remember, out of bounds is the exact spot where it went out of bounds. 23, George.
All individuals who are part of or affiliated with the team except parents.
So, very important, officials. We cannot give a team a technical foul because of parent behavior. All right? You find the site administrator, you find the athletic director, you say that individual has to leave the gym before this game continues. There is no team penalty. It is that fan penalty of being removed from the gym, not by the official, but by an administrator. Can you see it? I can't see it either. To be fair with you.
24, once the ball contacts the backboard during a field goal attempt, what is considered to be its status? Yep, it's B. Ball is considered to be on its downward.
All right, so downward flight. So if the defense touches the basketball after it hits the backboard, no matter where it hit the backboard, right? Goaltending. Okay. They can pin it to the backboard. It's just got to be before the ball hits the backboard. Okay. All right. 25. Ooh. Go for it, Josh.
Designated spot throw-in ends when the ball touches or is legally touched by another player in bounds. The ball touches or is touched by another player out of bounds. The throw-in team commits a throw-in violation. I have all of the above.
All right. All of the above. Whew. Thank you, Kelly. You man. Joey, could you see it or no?
No.
Do you want to walk up or? All right. This is about the point I have to stand to see it myself, so don't feel bad.
What number?
26.
An alternating possession throw in by team A is lost in which the following situations. Team A commits a foul. Team B commits a foul. Team A commits a violation. Team B commits a violation.
You get a tough one.
An alternating possession is lost.
Same word as yes in Spanish. A, B, C, or D? What's yes
So-
and standard?
It is going to be C. Okay, so if the team inbounding the ball for an AP alternating possession throw-in, they violate 5-second violation. They step across. They now lose the arrow. If either team fouls, possession arrow does not change whatsoever. Enforce the foul, inbound the foul like you would inbound the foul, go to one of the designated spots, make sure that arrow does not switch. Okay, so the official nearest that, whoever's by the table, remind the table, don't switch the arrow. Okay, because now it's the foul that is administering that throw and not the alternating possession arrow. Okay, even if it's the same team who gets the ball, don't change the arrow. Okay, don't change the arrow. I have 2 really bad stories with that, but due to time, I'm not going to share them right now. 27, where are we at? Doug, could you see it?
Give you a second. Anyone is holding the ball in front court steps on, but not over the division line, or into the back court. What has occurred? Anyone is holding the ball in the front court steps on, but not over the backcourt violation.
All right, it is a backcourt violation.
Backcourt TB, that's A. Court ball.
All right, so this is sort of that advancement in high school basketball. And so a trick question you could always ask coaches, which side of the court is bigger, front court or back court? The back court is bigger. Okay, because that whole division line is quote unquote out of bounds for the offense. So it should be 1 inch bigger, 2 inches bigger in the back court. 28, Rod?
Undershirts if worn must adhere to the following.
Shall be single color, torso, it's all black. Under is okay. If the undershirt has sleeves, also.
D, all the above.
Are you sure?
The sleeves must be the same length.
Nope. They do not.
You don't?
They do not. It is A. Right? They have to be the same length?
Among teammates. I mean, within the same person, but
Yeah, they have to be safe.
yeah, if the undershirt has.
But is it per person or per team? B. Okay. I'm good with that. I'm good. So Rod, I apologize. All right. So I've read that B as in same length for the whole entire team, but it's same length for that person. All right. So this is where it came to the state tournament. And I'm not going to use the team involved, but it wears red when they are visiting team. So allegedly all season long, they've been allowed to wear white undershirts all season long. And then they get to the state tournament and the officials say, no, it could be black. Well, actually last year wasn't even black, but now this year could be black, or it has to be that dominant color red. So they literally sent the whole team back to the locker room to change and not wear undershirts. That team lost by 30. They lost by 30 because they got out of routine. Okay? Avoid that in this first week. Get them legal. Get them legal. Okay? Get them legal. So, Rod, I apologize on that. I misread B. Okay. 29, where are we at here? Jamal.
Each team is entitled to how many timeouts each game? 3 1-minute timeouts, 3 30-second. Hey.
I love it. And love your mindset. No extra period. Yeah. They get 1 additional full. Okay. Yeah, whatever. That's it. Number 30, DeAndre.
How many hands from each player needs to be on the ball
Oh.
for a held ball to be called? 1.
All right.
Keep reading.
All right. All of the above. So this goes, I'm going to give a shout out to Dave Perry. I'm not sure if he watches these videos or not, but like literally he would used to go, got 4 hands, held ball. All right. Where that now rule clarification, you don't need 4 hands. All right. Could be 1 hand by either player, 2 hands, 1 hand, or 4 hands. So do whatever we have to do to avoid roughness. All right. That's the main thing with the held ball.
Now, back to 29, have you seen a team call timeouts in 1 half?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I had Stomach and he used like maybe like 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah. Yeah. You get 5, so might as well. You can't take it with you. 31. Like.
Is that me?
Yep.
Oh, okay. 31. 31. When does a player officially become disqualified and become bench personnel? Immediately after there's the foul. Immediately after placement. Immediately after the coach has been notified by the official. And immediately notified. And C.
All right. It is C.
You have to notify the coach, then he becomes bench personnel.
Okay. So once that table gives you that horn, 5 fouls, go directly to that head coach. Head coach, that's 5 fouls on number 23. Go back to the table. All right. Start your interval for the sub. Now you communicate to the player and the rest of your crew, hey, 23 has 5 fouls.
What are you doing if DJ from the opposing team plays the song bye?
I let the administrator take care of it, and hopefully they realize that just happened. Say that again.
He refused. What happened?
So once you notify the coach, he or she is bench personnel, they refuse to leave. Now it's an indirect to the coach. Yeah, that's why you want to notify the coach. All right, go ahead, Mark.
How many additional timeouts are awarded in each period?
All right, 160. It's like AI just read your brain there, Jamal. It just changed the whole test algorithm because you said that. How powerful AI is. Go ahead,
What
James.
is the correct procedure for players entering the court? Going to go both A and B.
I like A and B. There's that X, marks the spot. Let the scorer know they only have to tell them the number that's going in. Who cares who they're going in for? The reason, just so you guys know, it's important for them to let the scorer know because they have to mark how many quarters they played when it comes to that JV and varsity quarters. So we don't care who's coming out of the game. We just need to keep track who came into the game in that quarter. All right. Zach, 34.
First violation of throw-in plane by an opponent of the thrower results in a blank when no previous warning or delay has been given. I'm going to say delay of game warning.
Perfect. Delay of game warning. All right, and you'll know when players are tight to that line. Remind them, don't cross the line. And I always do this, also signal like this. Now coaches have no argument. Well, why didn't you tell my player? I did. That's why I went like this. All right, so you know those aggressive players to avoid that delay of game warning. All right, 35 is myself. What constitutes a dribble? I have when in control of the ball, player bats, throws, or pushes the ball to the floor and is the first to touch it when it returns from the floor. So it's an intentional push, bat to the ground. Okay. When in doubt, I will say this over and over. I avoid violations at all costs as possible. So if there's any doubt they have control, use that 6-7 symbol. All right. That should do the AI algorithm right there. Nice. It's all about algorithm there, Matt Krause. 36. GP.
Goaltending can be committed by the offense.
Huh? Huh?
Or, excuse me. No.
Defense. All right, so offense would be basket interference. Defense is the only team that could do goaltending. All right, so if the offense wants to hit the basketball when it hit the backboard, so be it. Okay. Somebody was trying to break a record and their teammate didn't want them to break the record. Good for them. All right, 37. Kelly?
Which of the following is true regarding bonus free throws? 2 free throws are awarded beginning with the fifth foul of each quarter. Team fouls are reset at the end of each quarter. Bonus free throws awarded at the beginning of team seven. No, it's A and B.
All right, A and B only. So before we put that ball in play, beginning of the second quarter, officials make sure it's 0-0. At the end of the fourth quarter, when we're going to the extra period, make sure it stays the same. Remember, extra period is an extension of the fourth quarter. $38.
When the ball is in team control in the offensive team's front court and the defensive team commits a violation, common foul prior to the bonus, or the ball becomes dead, the throw-in is to be at either the nearest 28-foot mark along each sideline or the nearest spot 3 feet outside the lane along the end line. Okay.
All right, it is A. With the exception, defense out of bounds. Defense out of bounds, we're going to put that ball at the exact spot where the defense hit it out of bounds. All right, 39. Did we do you ready? KK, ready for 39? Showtime.
Beginning with the team's fifth common foul in each quarter, except the player control or team control. What happens? One-on-one free throws? No. 2 free throws are awarded whether or not the first free throw is a success? Yes. B.
All right, B. All right. And as a reminder, again, I know if you're at home, you're not seeing this, but it's 2 fingers and you're doing a little circle, okay? Circle towards the ground. 2 fingers, circle towards the ground for one team, 2 fingers towards the ground, 2 teams. That's the signal for next one. We have to get the shooter. Number 40.
Intentional fouls include all the following except opponent. Oh, okay, yeah.
I have D as well. So contact that is made on a player's legitimate effort to play the ball with seconds left on the game clock. All right, so it's a legitimate block attempt. It might be a hard foul. We're not saying it's not a hard foul, but it's a legitimate foul to make sure, hey, we're not going to give them the and one. We're making a hard contact foul on the ball at the end of the game. We're going to make them shoot 2 free throws to tie this and not the and one to win it. I would get together as a crew in that moment, if anything, to take air out of the gym, because you know there's going to be emotions and both sides have their version of what happened, and we as officials have to be the judges. Yes, it was a hard foul, coach. However, it wasn't intentional. Okay. If your team was in this situation, your players would probably do the same thing. All right, 41, George. Nope. It is A. All right. So it can be, some could wear shorts, some could wear skirts, some could wear pants. They have to be, yeah, so for religious reasons. I've got plenty of time. Similar color, similar pattern. Yeah, so it can't be like a blue skirt and a white short. Nope, that can't. It's got to be similar uniform. All right, slide 42.
The ball is out of bounds when it touches the top of the backboard. It touches a player who is out of bounds. Or is that not?
Yep, not out of bounds.
It's not out of bounds? Oh, the ball is not out of bounds
Mhm.
when it touches the top of the back.
Perfect. With the exception, I don't know. I know there's no gyms that we do for varsity basketball, but the fan backboard. Jared's laughing. He's been there. But just know the ball that goes on top of the rectangular backboard is not out of bounds. We hear it all the time. It's out of bounds. Top of the backboard. It's got to go completely over. Or the bracket, or the piping, or the cord. Or, yeah, if the shot clock is not on there correctly and is not recessed, that is out of bounds as well. All right, Jerry, you ready to rock and roll? I'll meet you in the middle here.
43, all the following considered unsporting acts except E.
All right, sweet. D. I do want to talk about attempting to influence an official's decision. This does come up quite a bit. Fouls are 7-1. What are you trying to say, Coach? All right. So don't give a technical foul immediately, but that's the stuff like we can't allow. All right. If a coach has a question about a foul, question about a play that just happened, sweet, let's leave it on that. Don't let coaches do that. Hey, it's 7-1. Because all they're doing is trying to influence your next call. And just, coach, if your player's fouled 7 times, which one did we get wrong? I've done that before. Which one did we get wrong? Okay. 44, yep, we can see that.
The free throws awarded because of a personal foul shall be attempted by the offended player. If such player withdraws because of an injury, who shall attempt the free throws? I have C, the injured player substitute.
Sweet. So in high school, it is the coach of the injured player who gets to pick from their bench. Okay. There's some confusion because it is different at different levels. In high school, player who is injured, it is that coach that has to pick from the substitutes on the bench who's going to shoot the free throws. What's that? Yeah. Time has to come off the clock. Once time comes off the clock, now that you could sub them back in. Nope, time has not come off the clock yet. Great question, though, because that's we get asked that all the time. Okay. Doug, can you see 45 up there? I'll meet you in the middle.
When an official administers a free throw or throw in to the wrong team and mistake may be rectified after all the following are considered basic components of the verticality rule except ball is given more protection. Defender may not belly up or use the lower part of the body or arm. Hands and arms of the defender may be raised with the defender's vertical plane while on the floor.
Except here's your key. All those.
C, the player with the ball is given more protection.
Cool. Everyone good with that, right? All right, so the belly up. This is saying this is belly up. You know, because they say my arms went backwards, like I went backwards. Well, yeah, because you stuck your belly forward. So when the arms go backwards, belly goes forward, you have the defense moving forward. And it is okay to go, woo, block, bellying up the shooter, right? Belly up is a terminology. We do not give shooters more protection when it comes to contact. Where do we give shooters more protection? On the way down. We got to allow them to land. So like a lot of times block charges. I'm going to go block sliding underneath the shooter. That means that defender that was not at that spot when that shooter left for that layup. They did not give them a place to land. Now, if they're legal before they jump for the layup, they should not have made that layup attempt. That's where that charge comes into play. They have to stop and or change direction to avoid the charge. That will be one whole training tape. I know that for sure. 46. Huh. All right, excellent. All right, so and this is one of those things like you tell the clock operators before the game, talk to the scorekeepers. Hey, if we give it to the wrong team, buzz that horn as fast as you can. All right, because we can't add time back on the clock. And by the way, if like points score, it counts. All right, so if we give it to the wrong team, it's usually alternating possession arrow. Buzz that horn. Let's give it to the right team. Okay, but you cannot put time back on the clock. 47, Jamal.
Multiple scores at the table. Who's responsible for preparing the official score to ensure accuracy? The unofficial score.
Yes. Love it. The unofficial score. So you have the official score, and really it should be the visiting team, the unofficial score. They should match up every quarter. All right? They should. They have the right to do that. And again, this goes back to that mistake. If those two agree that the scoreboard is wrong, both books match up, we're going to change the scoreboard, or vice versa. Okay? Number 48.
Which of the following is true regarding extra period? It'll be C. Extra periods are extension of the.
Perfect. Extra period is an extension of the fourth quarter. All right. The length is 4 minutes, and there is no sudden death in NFHS varsity basketball. There might be sudden death in youth tournaments, in youth leagues, but not in high school. All right, 49, Keith, head coverings.
All right, 49, head coverings worn for religious reason shall be same solid color as the team jersey, no longer plain. It's all of the above.
Does anybody have anything? See, I have C. All right.
Well, it definitely should be non-abrasive
Yep.
materials, but I thought they.
It doesn't have to be the same. Doesn't have to be the same. No.
Okay.
Yeah, so-
They can do any color they want.
Yep.
Okay. All right, I'll buy C.
All right. So it is C, non-abrasive materials. Just think to yourself, if it's for a religious reason, it looks religious, it's legal, so long as it does not endanger themselves or an opponent.
So it could be a long one. Yeah. I have seen it on a team where they literally wore their whole
Oh, got plenty of gum.
system the whole game.
Mark, you ready to bring us home?
I think Jamie will.
Jamie, you want to bring us home?
On a jump ball, the ball becomes live when the ball leaves the official's hands.
When it is, not only when it's touched, all right, legally touched. Okay, it should say legally touched, because if they quick tip, it's a violation that's illegally touched. We should still have 8 minutes on the clock. Okay. So on a jump ball, remember, jump balls begin overtime, begin the game. It becomes live when it is touched. So umpire one, you are not chopping the clock until it's legally touched. So great question. So we have a violation on team A. Team B is going to be given first legal possession of the ball. So we are now going to give possession arrow to team A. Team B got the possession. Team A will get the alternating possession arrow. Nope. So you have to decide at what side of the court did the quick tip happen. I'm just going to put it in the front court. So it'll be at that 28-foot line. Yep. Great question there, too. All right. So now we're going to save and finish test. We're going to submit test. You like that? All right. So now we're going to go to my account to see how we did. Well, if I fail, I guess my baseball season is going to start sooner. All right, officials login. We've done this before in other meetings. A lot of times people want to know what they scored. We will not see which ones we got correct or incorrect, but we will see what we scored. So account information, sports registration. Well, you know, I don't think we missed any. Come on. While this is still loading, I will do a caveat reminder. Profile picture. Coaches do vote for officials for postseason. They recognize pictures. All right. And then number 2, if you have not put in your schedules yet for schedule entry for your varsity, start putting in schedules. So if you have games this week, observers are going to be out. They need to know where you're working. Even if you don't know who your partners are, that's fine. Remember, they don't go out and look at crews anymore. They go out and look at officials. So let the NSAA know where you're at. He is back. Let's see here. 2024, 2025. Oh, go to the bottom. So we got 2 incorrect. So we did get 2 incorrect. So we got 48 out of 50 part 2 test. All right, so DeAndre, I know somewhere on this video, when we watch it tomorrow, we're going to have to figure out which 2 we got incorrect. I will say those of you who are in the room and or live watching it or rewatching it, let us know which one we got incorrect. I'll have a shirt for you. All right, so if you figure out which ones we got incorrect today, I have some shirts for you. This does conclude the online version of it. So thanks for taking time out with PSOA Online. Enjoy the first week of high school basketball. And those even in the room, if you want to log in and start taking the test, we have a lot of people around here that can help you take the test and pass the test, at least with the 48. Okay. You need 35? Made it.
See, I was right, Sean.
Which one?
The last one. The ball on the jump ball, the ball becomes live when the ball leaves the hand. Give me my jock strap. I put it. Oh, so I
No.
Oh, yeah. Hey, we're G-rated. There's 49.
Dang it.
31 is correct.
Yeah. Is this? Oh, Sean John, those are my dollar glasses.
Whoa, dollar glasses. Whoa.
Reading purposes, home.
I have to have like 50.